Hey, sexy beasts and zombie survivors, Valentine here, and welcome to another episode of Resident Evil 3 mod review and showcase, boobs and lubes or whatever. Joe is walking around in one of my favorite outfits from the previous video, the Joe Bad Cop outfit, and I do wonder what it would kind of look like with a reshade. I have not used a reshade up until now just because I was waiting to see what would be available. We have RE3 Immersion Reshade by JimmyANdresRG, and this will change the game in such a way like you are, giving an ugly girl a makeover. Here are some comparison footage between the default game and the RE3 Immersion Reshade. The most obvious is that the reshade removes the ugly yellow pea color tint. I am not quite sure why Capcom keeps making us think that Raccoon City takes place in Mexico or something. And you know how filmmakers kind of use like a yellow filter to indicate that the location as it's like a hot or dusty place. Oh, now that I think about it, I wonder if there is like a Spanish dubbed version of Resident Evil 3. So without the yellow tint, everything is more clear. Another change is that the bright areas are more brighter and dark areas are darker. I am guessing it's because, well, yellow plus black kind of makes it less black, while yellow plus another color like, yellow and pink, yellow and orange, yellow and white kind of makes it less vibrant or bright. And then there are several options for this reshade, and I did try to do mostly cutscenes because we can see the same exact theme every single time. The one thing I like about Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes is that the cutscenes are not pre-rendered. They are influenced by whatever mods you have installed, so that's pretty cool. I just want to mention that. So there are 4 different immersion reshades, and I will try my best to show the difference between the 4. We are looking at the lock that Joe has to pick before, the insect cutscene, the Deimos Drain cutscene where she, gets tentacles stuffed into her mouth or whatever the heck you want to call it, proboscis, I don't know. So look at this right here. The yellow becomes more vibrant with the normal reshade. The metal on the gate goes from a yellowish brown to a blue-gray, like it looks more fresh. It doesn't look like it's, entirely rusty or whatever, and you could see a little bit more of the background. And then we have the reduced reshade. It is not as bright as you can actively see. It becomes darker if you want, a more scary feeling. The third one is the extreme reshade, and it is the brightest one that we have. I am not too much of a fan of this one because, as you can see later in the video, it sometimes becomes a little bit too bright, especially like when light reflects off of a skin or an object, it becomes like super bright. And right here, finally, we have the color reshade. Now this one is actually the darkest, however, it is also at the same time the most colorful. The lock is a deep, vibrant yellow, and in case it's not too clear, I do have right here all 4 variations of the reshade on the screen, just so you can see the differences at the same time. Let's go take a look at some cutscenes. I will either do like a split screen comparing like 2 of them or all 4 of them at the same time. I'm not quite sure until I go edit my videos, because I kind of write my script in voice before I edit and whatever. But anyways, take notice of when the light reflects off of Joe's face or her clothing, especially the lighter colors. Sometimes they do get a little bit too bright, as I mentioned earlier. Now for me, I would actually go with either the normal reshade or the extreme reshade. I would, for example, I would use the normal reshade to do my videos to, gameplay or whatever from now on. And sometimes I would maybe use the extreme reshade to do thumbnails because sometimes it is a little bit too dark in certain scenes. And, for a thumbnail, you want something kind of bright, kind of colorful, just to catch people's eyes, a little bit of, boobs here and there, butts and whatever, skimpy outfits. But, it's pretty important on how the lighting is. But yeah, the most important thing is what Joe looks like. I do like Joe's skin tone and color. She doesn't look as dirty anymore. I use a few different outfits just to show you guys what certain colors would look like because, well, Resident Evil is mostly grays, blacks, and brown. And also, I'm not gonna, try to go too specific on the changes in these cutscenes that we are looking at with these different reshades. But I do hope they are obvious enough because I could be talking forever and ever. I was like, oh, oh, take a look at that little pipe there, or take a look at the grating on the floor, take a look at, you know, that and that. It would take forever. I do have to mention that my Patreon supporters will have an uncensored version of this video that contains more footage, footage of Jill running around topless, or showing off everything, if you guys know what I mean, right? You know, just a couple of extra minutes and enjoyment. We get to see Jill's body without her covered in pee. I mean a pea-colored filter, you guys know what I mean. Are you not curious what the color of her nipples and vagina would look like with the reshade? Heck, you know, I will even show you guys what it would look like with both the Alpha Z Omega body and the Arison C body. You know, so become my Patreon supporter today. Link can be found in the video description below. I also have to mention that I did turn off depth of field for my footage just because I preferred that way, and depth of field is basically whatever the camera is not focused on, everything else would be blurry, and that's pretty much it. You know, I have that for Skyrim, Fallout, and whatever, but I don't really like it too much on for Resident Evil 3. Now, I do have to mention that the Immersion Reshade mod does have a few depth of field options that is available that you can go check out on the mod page. Well, anyways, that's it for this episode of Resident Evil 3 Mod Review Boobs and Lubes. Now, if you like this video, bang that like and subscribe button, bang it good. So, what do you think about this reshade? Are you using it at the moment? Are you gonna, you know, does this get you a little bit excited? Does it change your life? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, all the outfits that you saw in this video that I featured, you know, just to show off the reshade can be found in links in the video description below. Well then, stay sexy, my friends. Stay sexy.